좋아요, 구독 부탁드려요. 안녕하세요, 소소입니다. 오늘은 좀 화제가 되었던 팀이었던 화제가 되고 있는 팀인 EMX에 대해서 인터뷰를 해보려고 해요. 현재 팀이 다시 재구성이 되었고 좀 더 강력해졌다고 하니까 현재 CEO인 짐과 CTO인 크래그를 모시고 과연 이분들의 사이드에서 이 이야기가 어떻게 될지, 어떤 스토리가 있었는지에 대해서 좀 알아보려고 합니다. 그 다음에 EMX에 대한 소개도 겸해서 말이죠. 네. 그러면 짐이랑 크랙을 소개해드리겠습니다. Hi Jim, hi Craig. Okay, we will start about the interview about you guys and about EMX and what changed the team and the recent stuff. We can start about the introduction about you guys both, each other. Okay, we can start with Jim.
Sure. So my name is Jim. I started, Craig and I actually studied computer science together. We were college roommates at Carnegie Mellon. And afterwards, I joined Citigroup as a trader for about 6 years. And then I joined a global macro hedge fund as a PM, managed $1 billion futures and options book with another portfolio manager. So I've been trading traditional futures for about 10 years before starting Evermarkets in 2017.
You guys were college roommate in Carnegie Mellon?
Yep.
Wow, that's great. It's like more than 10 years together, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, I think
13
years. Yeah.
13 years, wow, that's a long time. Okay, how about you, Craig? You can introduce about yourself.
Yeah, so after graduation, Jim went to Citigroup in New York. I went to Microsoft in Seattle, and I worked there 5 years. I worked on Office as an engineer, and then I moved to New York. So Jim and I both lived in New York. I worked at a hedge fund as well. I worked for AQR Capital over 7 years. I led the research engineering group, and I just left last year and moved to San Francisco to work on Evermarkets. So Jim and I live here in Palo Alto, down south of San Francisco, and we both work on Evermarkets.
So then both of you are living now in Palo Alto in San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Evermarket team is in San Francisco, and where else is the team?
We're in Palo Alto, which is just south of San Francisco, and then New York, Taiwan, and Chicago.
Okay, that was some noise.
There's a car alarm going off.
Yes, okay. The view is very beautiful from your house.
It's a very nice place down here. We're near like Facebook and Google and everything.
I heard the rent is very expensive in the area.
Yeah, Jim found a house on Craigslist, which is kind of like a bulletin board for homes, and the company works out of that house. So we got somewhat of a discount on rent, but yeah.
We're actually, neighbors.
You guys are neighbors. Why you are not together for the interview?
I'm actually working remotely this week.
Jim's down in San Diego.
Jim is now in San Diego and you're in the Bay.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. Okay, that's a global team, and there is you guys are strict to the USA regulation.
Yeah, but we will not be letting. So we're building a financial exchange, and we won't be allowing Americans on the exchange. So our primary market is Asia, but we are a US-based team for the most part.
Okay, the base team is from USA, but no USA citizen can invest in the Evermarket, so there's no issue with the SEC in this time.
Yeah, we're also planning to release the token alongside a working platform. So we hope to comply with global regulations.
Okay, then we can talk about what's Evermarket, the EMX token, about the EMX system and the token. Who will introduce it?
So EMX, Evermarkets Exchange, is a new derivatives exchange, a global futures exchange, where we use cryptocurrency as the collateral for anyone to access global equity futures markets, commodity futures markets, and even other crypto futures markets. So you'll be able to trade your entire portfolio in one platform.
Mm-hmm. So how is the listing system? Because it's an exchange, you have to list some coins or tokens. How can I list it? How is there some voting system, or how is going on?
So initially, we're going to select the contracts. The contracts will be the most liquid, some of the top, cryptocurrency futures, a cryptocurrency index future. We're going to have liquid equity indices like S&P, some oil futures as well, commodity futures, and then we'll slowly roll out more over time.
Okay, the picking stuff is then from the EMX team. Not every coin can, not every tokens can list in there. You guys control it at first, yes.
Yeah, we also want to make sure that there's no. We want to build a very safe exchange and a very secure exchange. So we want to make sure that since these are cash settled futures, that there's no manipulation possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to issue futures on very thinly traded coins, because then when the futures go to settle, you could push the price of the coins around. So we want to make sure that the derivatives that we launch in the platform are very safe for traders, and we have a lot of market surveillance to make sure that there's not a lot of manipulation on the market.
Okay. Is there no more introduction about EMX?
So that's the overview. So we're building a new exchange. The great thing about it is it's crypto in, crypto out. It's token settled, so it's cash settled futures. So that means that people can deposit nearly instantaneously. The settlement of these contracts are nearly instantaneous as well. And then one unique feature we have are these auctions that will allow people to trade more fairly. We feel this kind of auction mechanism, what it is people can post their buys and sells in a real-time order book, but in order to get filled, that will happen periodically, and that price is the crossing price that crosses the most number of traders, and then everyone pays that price at that auction. So if we have auctions every 5 minutes, let's say, there's only one price that will different traders will transact in, which means the small retail guys will pay the same price as a large institution, and there's no speed advantage for high frequency traders.
Okay.
And that's a unique aspect of EMX. So two unique aspects to me are we don't just have cryptocurrency futures, we're going to list traditional futures as well. So crude oil, like Jim said, and S&P 500s and world equity markets, KOSPI, those kinds of things. And as well as the auction model. So disincentivizing high performance, high speed trading and making a more fair market. So those are the two things that make us different.
Okay, there's definitely there is no crypto exchange who use non-crypto stuff like crude oil or S&P 500.
Yep.
That's very unique for EMX, but there is some questions about what's different with EMX and Kyber and 0x. They are the later two are the P2P exchanges, and Evermarket will do a P2P exchange ultimately later when the Ethereum system will have a high speed. But from now on, I think they are a little different, the three is, and you guys can explain what is different from EMX.
Yeah, originally when we released the white paper last year, we described kind of a completely decentralized P2P exchange, something like a level built on top of 0x or something like that. But after investigating the performance of the current public Ethereum network, like a lot of teams, we're building a kind of a centralized matching engine right now. So we're building that auction-based batch matching engine. So we'll match a number of traders all together in a batch and then commit that to the blockchain all at the same time. So that works really well with our auction mechanism as well. So that's how we're compensating for the speed of the current public Ethereum network. we'll have auctions every couple minutes and cross all the traders at the same time. So it's not really a peer-to-peer trading experience, but in the future, we hope to be able to decentralize a bit more on a more high-performance public blockchain.
Okay, then the start will be an auction system, and every few minutes they will trading with the same price. And after that, if the Ethereum have a more higher TPS, you can upload it the time period more shorter, like every 30 seconds or about that. And ultimately, you can change it to a P2P trading system. That's what I understand. Is this right?
You could, yeah. If there are benefits to doing that down the road, I think a lot of crypto exchanges these days are starting off as kind of a hybrid model, semi-centralized, and then in the end, if technology, some of the TPS and all that catches up, then they'll go for more of a decentralized model. But that's where we are kind of right now. We're starting off in this kind of hybrid approach.
Okay, then EMX is a hybrid decentralized exchange. That's right.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, you can say that. Okay, it sounds very cool. It sounds very cool, and I heard you guys have the team have recently some changes. So I will be appreciate if you guys can explain what happened in the team and why it's happened.
Yeah. So overall, the change that happened in the team was that Mark was a co-founder. He went to college with Jim and me. He was in charge of the internal liquidity provision team, and he was in the process of moving to Taipei, our office there, and Jack. So Jack was our sales guy in Asia, and so those guys have left EverMarkets, and so the rest of the team remains the same, but Jack and Mark have moved on, so they're no longer with the team.
Actually, I was close with Jack and Mark. I'm still close with them, and actually I introduced by Jack about EMX, and he says to me to invest in EMX, and I thought his explanation was very reasonable about EMX, so I invest. But he said he left the team, so you can make a refund. So I don't know Jim and Craig, you guys, at that time, and so I thought maybe the team have some issues, and I refunded for my side. Okay, but how about the refunding stuff?
Yeah, so we had a few pre-sale buyers like yourself that heard about the team news, and they asked for refunds. A few of them, it wasn't just about the team; it was about our speed at releasing a token. So when we had gone and talked to pre-sale buyers last year, our roadmap was a little bit unclear. We weren't sure when we were going to release the token, right? But due to changes this year in US tax law and regulations, we haven't been able to release the token yet. And so a few of the buyers in our pre-sale got impatient and asked for refunds as well. So for the team reasons and for timeline reasons, we had a few people ask for refunds, and Jim and I had talked with the team, and we decided to give refunds. So we weren't obligated to do that, but we decided to refund anybody who was asking. We didn't ask anybody to take refunds. We weren't requesting them to take refunds, but if they requested it, we gave it back. We gave them the Ether back.
I personally invested January, and now it's June. Like you know, yeah, it's about 5 or 6 months. It's quite a time, and. There were questions about why Mark and Jack leave the team. What was the issue between you guys?
Well, there wasn't a huge issue. I mean, those guys decided. I think they're deciding to do something new. We're working on another project. Like I said, our plans. We wish them well. Or they're no longer with EverMarkets, but our plans haven't changed. So we're still building the exchange. All the rest of the team remains. So we have, I believe, 9 or 10 full-timers across the 4 offices that we mentioned. And, we're still building the exchange. We still plan to have the internal market-making team at some point. So Jim and I are talking to a few people. We hope to make some announcements on hires to build out that team. But, it's they're allowed to go work on their own project and stuff, so they just decided to do that. But it doesn't really affect the rest of us. The rest of us are still committed to building the exchange.
Yeah, I would say, entire core engineering team is still intact. The marketing, legal, biz dev, we all remain, and we're all really excited to launch EMX for the world. And so we're all really working hard behind the scenes and trying to launch our product in the next couple months.
We do realize there was a shift in timeline. So we do recognize, and we heard from a lot of buyers that, we weren't communicating often as we should have been with, especially the pre-sale buyers. So there were pre-sale buyers that we talked to in December and January. And, meanwhile, the team here in Palo Alto has been building the back end of the exchange, all the APIs, working with the team on the front end, all that stuff. And we were not communicating super well with buyers. So that's some good feedback that we got. So we're going to commit ourselves to being very transparent and open with the community and build out in the open now, moving forward. So there was some communication issues too that caused us to, it made the impact of the timeline shift bigger because we weren't communicating well. But we've gotten that feedback, and we're going to do better going forward. So,
so we're working on communicating better. We're working on the product, and we want to be judged based on the results and our deliverables. So I think that's what we're focused on right now, is building the platform. The people who are supporting us. So we did get to speak with the team at Hashed in person, and Simon and the entire rest of the team. They understand the situation, and they're still 100% committed to us. And so that's gives us a good feeling that they're in this for the long term, and they're in this for the right reasons. And we hope to go back to some of our original buyers and show them that the development still goes on, and that our vision, we're still working on realizing the vision laid out last year. So we're confident that in the next couple months we'll be able to deliver a product that people will enjoy, use, and then we'll have the support of some old buyers and then some new buyers as well. So we want to, we don't want to just build hype. We want to build a product.
Okay.
Yeah, we feel that the crypto market, back in December and January was about a lot of hype and white papers and demos. But I feel like now we're in a place with the market that it's more about execution and like building the best team and really executing. But while you execute, communicating really well, right? So you still need to be good at marketing and communication, but you really need a team that's really going to build something. Like building an exchange is really difficult, right? So we want to make sure we do that right and give us enough time to do it. And we're really happy that we have support from private sale buyers to give us the time to really build a professional, secure exchange. And so we want to, be a team that demonstrates that we really get this stuff done and put something that customers really like out there into the market. So that's our plan, like Jim said, over the next couple weeks, couple months.
Okay, I appreciate that you guys will get the feedback from the communications issue, because many investors in Korea had the issue why they have no roadmap about the ICO and token release, and now you guys will feedback more, and I appreciate it about it for the feedback. And I was asking, when will be the ICO then? When will be the public sale?
Yeah, so like we said, we're, per U.S. regulations, we really need to have a working platform when we release our token. So we and for tax reasons, we were forced to delay as well. So we don't want to rush to release the token, but our plans are to release late this summer. So we just released a new website this weekend. So we released EMX.com on Friday. Our next release will be in about a month. So at the end of June, we will be launching an airdrop and a referral program. And so it will be driving registrations, and we'll launch our KYC process. So the private sale buyers and airdrop recipients can run through KYC. And then the next release after that should be, the kind of a public sale and a trading competition platform. And so that will be sometime, we think, in the August or September timeframe, but it's going to be towards the end of summer, and it's going to be a full trading competition platform. So that's what our whole team is working on right now. And we expect to be able to release the token sometime around that timeframe.
Okay. Is there any airdrop before the ICO started for the Korean community or maybe other communities?
Yeah, so we're going to have a referral campaign, an ambassador program, where people can join, receive points, and then we'll airdrop those participants, and maybe a couple rounds of airdrops too. So there's a couple numerous ways to earn tokens through an airdrop.
Yeah, we're also starting our marketing campaign. So one of the criticisms of our project was that we weren't doing any marketing. We were just building. Behind the scenes, and that's good that we're building, but people didn't really know about our project that much. So we are working with a star marketer. We'll make an announcement that she's joined our team soon, but she's from HBO. She works on some hit television shows like Game of Thrones and Westworld and stuff. But she's really good at marketing, and she's helping us out, especially in the Korean market. So we're working with Blind and some other partners in Korea to really get the word out there and elsewhere about EverMarkets. And so that'll be coming about the same time as the airdrops that Jim was talking about. So that's about the next month or two.
Okay. Is the private sale, how will be the private sale? Is the private sale ended or is this continuing?
Well, it's not ended, but we're putting it on hold right now because we're really focused on, like Jim was saying, like really executing and getting those 2 releases that I talked about out. And so we expect to go back to the private public sale in a month or 2, but right now, we have the funds to continue to develop the platform, and we're happy about that. We talked about our strong partners and all, so we're not really going out to raise private funds right now, but we're really just focused on building and marketing and communicating.
And then when we have a product to show for it, then we'd like to go and extend this to our previous buyers and some new buyers and new supporters, and then do the public release shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Okay. I think, and you guys have a new website. I think I can check it.
Yeah, so the new website is called EMX.com.
Yep.
We can talk about the new website, maybe. It's Korean now. It's okay. I think it's better to use it in Korean. You can explain something about it.
Yeah, so this is a new brand for us. You'll notice that we shortened the name from EverMarkets to just EMX, which is short for the EverMarkets Exchange. We've got better, styling, color scheme, better website. The picture at the top of that website is actually a preview of our trading platform. So we're working on the front end design, and that's one of the first visual designs that came back from our trading platform. So that's what we're building right now for the trading competition. But yeah, we'll release more information soon about the new brand and everything, but we're happy to get this release out there.
Okay. The new website looks very nice because the last one was not good. The design was very shitty. Yeah, and this one is looks lots more better. Yes.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah. I think it's very very nice, and the view on the top about the EMX exchange. I see the beta version of your platform, and it's quite similar with this, and I like it. Okay, so we speak until about the website, and now is there anything else what you want to say about EMX or to the Korean investors or the Korean audience who see this video?
Yeah, so expect to hear more from us soon. We've been a little quiet. We know that. We recognize that as a team, we've been focused on engineering and not so much about talking about ourselves or marketing. So we're going to change that. Our next few announcements are going to be about people that we're adding to the team. So we actually hired a head of product. We're going to be talking about that. We're talking about the head of marketing. We're hiring for, if anybody can help us out sending us resumes and all, but we're hiring for a head of business development in Asia. They can be focused on Hong Kong or Taipei or Korea. And we're trying to hire some social media managers as well. So our team is growing. We've got a couple big releases coming up. And we appreciate the strong support of the community, especially in Korea. We've always, we've got really strong support in Korea. We'll be attending some events in Korea soon that we'll announce in July. Jim and I will be there. And I think that's it. We thank the community for their support, and I guess watch the space, and we'll have a lot coming out soon.
Yeah, so we appreciate everyone's patience thus far. I know we haven't communicated as well as we should have, but we'll have a lot more visual progress, things that you can see, that all the hard work we've done for the first half of the year will be coming online in the next couple months. So stay tuned. The website is just the first of many updates. We'll have videos coming up explaining EMX. We're going to have our referral program, ambassador program, and then the trading competition. That's something that we're really excited to launch. It's going to be the platform. It'll be getting users and traders onto our exchange, and then showing off the technology that we've built, and the entire team, all the hard work that we've put into EMX.
Okay, I get everything, and I will conclude it with Korean, some sentence. And is there any more speech you want to say?
Okay, just we look forward to meeting the community in Korea in July. So we'll be going there, and then we hope to set up some events and hope to see people in person there.
Okay. Maybe you guys can see the Korean community through SoSo community too, and it will be a pleasure at that time. Okay. 그러면 인터뷰는 여기까지 할 거고요. 몇 가지 정리를 하자면 좀 신기했던 건 미국에서 ICO를 하기 위해서는, 그러니까 ICO 런치를 하기 위해서는 미국인을 받지 않더라도 어느 정도 플랫폼이 있어야 ICO를 할 수 있어서 지금까지 미뤄왔다는 거. 그 다음에 사이먼과 해시드가 계속 서포트를 하고 있다고 했는데, 사이먼은 여기서 해시드의 대표인 김서준 대표님을 말하는 거고요. 이 정도 정도의 부연 설명이면 대부분의 이해하는 데는 어려움은 없는 것 같습니다. Very thankful for the interview, Jim and Craig, and we will do the interview until here. Okay. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
It's actually it's morning in Korea, but you guys is night in USA. Yeah. It's funny. But anyway, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the interview, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.